You can have the policy. If you have the thinking low, DEI will not move forward. If you have high thinking and the policies are not there, DEI is not implemented. So there are so many things that can impact the overall productivity and results around DEI.
We want to say welcome to Signals, Ayo Owodunni.
Pleasure being here.
Thank you so much. We're discussing diversity, inclusion, and equity. DEI. Everybody hears DEI, wondering what is it about. Now, why are you championing DEI? Number one.
Okay.
And there's so much politics around DEI. So tell us why and the politics behind it. And do we really have a seat at the table?
When you say we, who are you referring to?
All of us. All of us.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's really an honor, privilege. Hello, Lagos. It's great to be here, to be able to chat with all of you as well. And I really want to commend the marketplace conversation that you were having earlier, because it gives opportunity to people.
Yeah.
You know, so that is a great example of diversity, equity, and inclusion. All right. You're already practicing it, and you're already doing a great job at it, where you open the door for others who might not have an opportunity. So let me give you an example. In a particular city that I stay in, about 4% of the city is black. So 96% is something else. So at the end of the day, you are coming in comparison to people that have had years of experience. They've owned the land, they've owned property, they've built wealth over generations, over a period of time. DEI is now saying, how do we give people opportunities in a midst like that, where you're not just a minority, but you're the minority of the minority? So DEI is saying, okay, if there are 12 chairs at the table, how do we ensure that others also get a seat at the table so that their voice is heard? Here's the reality. When your voice is not heard, policies might not favor you. When you're not at the table, there's a likelihood you can end up being on the menu. There's a particular country in the 80s. I'm not going to mention any country name, but there was a particular country that rendered a group of people stateless. They said these people are not part of this country anymore. This is back in actually, you know what? I think it would be better I talk about it. They're called the Rohingya people because a bunch of refugees ended up moving to Kitchener. And I was meeting with one of their leaders, and he said, yeah, one day the country's president just made an announcement, these people are not part of us anymore. So they were rendered stateless. For them to travel, they had to get permission. When they had children could not even get birth certificates because they were not part of any country. They ended up becoming refugees, and then before you know it, a genocide started. You know, so those people did not have a seat at the table. Because they didn't have a seat at the table, they could not defend themselves. They could not have policies. They could not have things to back themselves up. So DEI basically is saying we need to create opportunities for people and give them an opportunity to sit at the table. Inclusion is saying, yes, we want them at the table. Now we need them to feel welcomed. Because you can have a seat at the table and everybody hates you.
Yep.
And everybody doesn't want to even look at you.
Because you have the tag.
You have a tag like, this one is only here because of this.
Yeah.
You know, but inclusion is now saying, let's welcome you so you feel welcomed, your ideas are welcome. We want to create a sense of belonging for you. So one of our statements in Kitchener is we want to create a sense of belonging for every resident in the city of Kitchener. So I hope I did a good job in terms of defining the terminologies.
Then there's the politics around it. Is it really being implemented?
Is it really being implemented?
Globally, beyond Ontario?
Well, even anywhere in the world, I would say there are 6 areas to think about. And I don't have my notes in front of me. I'll try to remember those 6 areas.
They'll come, don't worry.
You know, there are 6 key areas when you talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. There is budget. Do you allocate resources to be able to help these people? There is mind shift. Mind shift is the hard. Even us, we've been trying to change our own personal mind. I've not been successful in changing my own mind. Talk less of changing other people's mind. That's where the major challenge is when it comes to DEI. So there is resource allocation, there is the mental mind, and then there is the influencers, the ambassadors. who are those people that have the strongest voice, the loudest voice, the people that listen to them? So at the end of the day, are those people also convinced? Are those people also standing up and speaking in terms of it? Then there are systems. There are systems that have been put in place for a while. In the United States, in the 50s, there's something that the bank calls the red line. If you ever get a chance, go and Google the red line. And it was a line literally drawn on a map. Black people lived in a certain part of the city. White people lived in a certain part of the city. And the white people got loans to be able to borrow money for their businesses. The black people, because they could not get it. Data shows us people that own property, their total wealth is, I think it's like for those renters, it's like, let's say $3,000. The ones that own properties is like $120,000. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it is astronomically different. So once that red line is drawn, and then over a period of time, these ones can buy more properties, can rent businesses. This one, they could only work as clerks or work as this and that. And then you look at that over a period of time. That is what you call systemic disadvantage. So system has been created to hold people back. So you're trying to reverse 200, 300, 400 years of history. It is a lot of work. Even politics, for you to run for office in Canada, you have to have money. Or anywhere in the world.
Yeah, obviously.
You have to have money. You have to have connections. Someone has to be able to watch your children while you go out campaigning. All of those things are systemic barriers. Is it put there by people, or is it just circumstance? It is what it is. We can argue on that for a while. But that also holds certain people back and gives certain people an advantage to be able to move forward. So there's the politics side of DEI. There's those 6 different systems. At least I remember 4. I don't remember the last 2. But at least I remember 4. But there are those systems that also hold people back, that does not advance the cause of DEI. So people like me, our job is to speak about it, to advocate for it, and to push to ensure that other people get a chance. Why does it take one person from Nigeria to go all the way to Kitchener, after 200 years of the history of the city, to be the first black in the history to be able to win? In my opinion, okay, I'm the first black, I should not be the last. So what can I do to help ensure that I create a table, or I create a platform that others can leverage to be able to get to that?
So there is DEI. There is, and it's a lot of work. And then there's a mindset thing.
Yes.
We can create the table and say, everybody come to the table. But then there's a mindset of the history that people have suffered to say that, okay, we can do this beyond the mindset of where we're coming from. How have you seen a mind shift change across the people that you're currently leading?
So I've been privileged. The ward that I represent is largely white people.
Okay.
I ran against a white person. I had only...
How many votes? Were we able to count?
You can go online. The details are online. Just Google my name, Google election results. You'll see it there. I ran against a white person. I ran against an Indian individual as well. And they had lived in that city one I lived there for 40 years, one I lived there for 20 years or something. I had only been in the country for 6 years. But when we were putting our strategy together, we did my SWOT analysis. And one thing that we knew was, okay, Ayo, your personality is endearing. People love to be around you, that type of thing. So let's build a campaign around you, and we started going door to door to go meet people. And we were quite shocked that the Canadians were open to having conversations. Nobody ever asked, where are you from? What's your background? They just wanted to know, what is your vision? What is your plan? What have you done? Those are the 3 questions that came up repeatedly, and they were willing to give me a chance. So usually when people say people in Kitchener changed and grown over the years, I would say I cannot speak for everybody. But in Ward 5, they gave me a chance. They were willing to elect someone that did not look like them, sound like them. My name does not even fit on the passport, Seth. If you put all my names there.
No, we have pedigree. We have pedigree.
But somehow, some way, these individuals are like, you know what? This individual, we cannot even say his name. Till today, many of them can still not say my name. Ayo, I would, how do you say it, sir? But regardless, they were willing to give me a chance to lead them. You know, and I'm forever grateful for that.
Now, was there a defining moment that you saw while campaigning across the different journeyings that felt like you belonged in that place?
Oh yeah. So the campaigning is different over there. You know, there's a friend of mine, he came to join my campaign team, and I said, Ayo, where is the trailer that will be, you know, where where are the people that will be dancing and will be passing a flyer? And we all laughed that he's
not home.
Well, I'm like, where did you just? He said, he just came like a year. We all of us say, okay, that's why. Because which kind of question is that? You go door to door to go talk to people.
How many doors did you knock?
Thousands.
Wow.
Thousands. Every day you wear. In fact, there was a day it was raining. I wore raincoats, went door to door. But I'll give you 3 instances. The first one, an old lady, I get to her door. And we had a conversation, we chatted. Then keep in mind, this point, I'm like, I probably won't win, you know. Let me just do it, yeah. Let me just do it so that my mind can rest that I tried. And she called me a week after, and it was her husband. Her husband said, my wife told me you came here, and she did not invite you into the house. She did not give you cookies and coffee. How terrible of her. We are so sorry. Wow. Come back again. Come back and have lunch on us. You know, and I could hear the wife laughing in the background. That he's busy, leave him alone. He said, no. She said you came. For me, that was like, whoa. That's interesting. That's different. Another time, one old man, I knocked on his door. He went inside. Said, hang on. Brought out a chair. When an old man comes out with a chair,
you are ready for stories.
Just know that your day is done.
Your day is done.
And we sat there and we gisted and gisted and gisted. You know, so I had several incidences like that. The last one was election day. And, you know, you are doing the last, we call it GOTV, go out to vote. You know, your last campaign, you go push people, you go remind people, do you need me to pick you up and drop you off? You know, you're doing all of that. So my team is all over doing that. And we are exhausted. It was a very hot day, very sunny. So I sat in the car and I'm like, oh, man.
Hello, Misha.
This is... And of course, my team is calling. And one white lady was walking by. I did not remember her. I'll be very honest. And she said, hey, we voted for you.
Wow.
We voted for you. You're going to get in. And she walked by. I didn't remember her. You know, you can't. You know when you want to fake? Like, I couldn't even fake because I don't remember where I met her, conversation I had with her. So I just said, thank you. And I'm thinking, who is she? But the fact that she remembered me, she saw me in the car. Hey, we voted for you. You know, that type of thing. Fantastic. You know, so there were so many instances like that. And
what has that journey taught you? The entire journey from campaign, from a man who came to Ontario 6 years and 6 years later.
Serve people. Serve people, and you'll be shocked how much they'll be open to supporting and serving you in return. I think many times we can be so transactional in our thinking. I will only give you one because I know I'll get something from you. Just serve people. One lady called me once, and she started speaking Yoruba when she called me. She said, they told me, she said it in my language, and I interrupt. For those that are listening, I didn't understand what I said. She said, they told me to call you and speak Yoruba to you. And if I speak Yoruba, you will listen to me. And I interrupted her immediately. And I said, whether you speak Punjab, you speak Telugu, you speak Tamil, you speak Hindi, you speak Portuguese, whatever your language is, so far that you live in my ward or within the city of Kitchener, I swore an oath to serve the people of Kitchener. So it doesn't matter where you're from. I don't get any special treatment because you speak my language. I serve all, you know. And she said, Eh. Okay. So serve me now.
No, see, you can never get it wrong with Nigerians. You will.
They'll find a way to.
They'll find a way. Now we look at and thank you for serving and thank you for continuous service. We look at people traveling. People are going or coming.
Mm-hmm.
The experience of migrants and immigrants are not funny.
Yeah.
How, and then there's the case of, well, this is by the side, where you tell somebody you're coming to the country and they don't wait for you at the airport. Anyway, that's by the side.
They don't wait for you at the airport, Bao. Your friends, they don't want to.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I'm trying to understand.
People say, okay, I'm going to a new land, come and pick me up at the airport, and they don't show up. Okay. Anyway, by the side, that's what I said by the side. Now, what role does community play for newcomers who are traveling?
Community is really, really crucial. In fact, I plan to start my PhD soon, and that actually is going to be my area of focus, because I have seen communities, because I'm a counselor over there, I have seen certain communities on how they have built systems to help their people rise and rise quickly. And I've seen certain communities who are individualistic in their nature. I will not mention names.
No, that's not it.
But I'm sure you understand the people I'm talking about. Why are you laughing now?
Nothing.
So community plays a crucial role. There are people that move up faster and quicker because they have a community to support them. There's backing them. But most times we focus so much on the problem. What I want to challenge people is be a part of the solution. What do I mean? I started hosting men in my house, Nigerian men in my house, and we would have like every other Friday, probably like 20 guys come to my house, and it was that thing. We wanted to build a system. I got tired of people complaining about the system. I said, let's build the system ourselves. So for the past 2 years, I had many men who come to my house, and eventually evolved from just Nigerian men. Other African, Ghanaians started to join. I remember South Sudan came in as well. So people were coming in, and the idea is let's build a system for one another. So when a new person moves into the community, they introduce them. They introduce them to me, or they bring them to the house. What do you need? You need housing. Taloni, whatever. Oh yeah, let's help this guy.
Yeah.
You're looking for a job. Okay, great. One of us was a recruiter for a company. Great. You go meet him. Let's get going. You need this? Great. Let's go. And we started to build a community for ourselves to help each other rise quicker. People got jobs. A friend of mine, he's Ghanaian, was sharing that he needed a job, and I'm nervous now. If I say this one now, the kind of Instagram messages I'll start getting.
No, just hold on first. We'll manage the Instagram messages.
So I sent he was looking for a job. A company had told me that they were looking to hire. So I did an introduction. He said he had applied. Nobody answered him. But just one email introduction broke that barrier, and he was able to get the interview, and eventually he got the job. He needed a car. Someone within the group had a car. We're like, hey, I'm not using this car. I'm using company car now. Oh yeah, let's help. So that was how we built a system for one another. Now, were there people that were selfish within the system? Absolutely. Were there people that tried to cheat others within the system? Absolutely. Things like that happen. Were there fights within the system? Yes, we fought each other. We argued. Did we try to do
man no man?
Yes. What's that thing where ajo? Did we try to do ajo? Yes, and it failed terribly. So I'm not saying it was perfect, but we just tried to work with one another.
Looking out for one another.
We started to look out for one another. Till today, one of the men within that group, he started his own company. Within that group, he reached out to me. Within that group, we found him his first angel investor that invested money. And within that group, we were able to get other people. We put money into his campaign. VCs did not want to put money into his business. We said, no problem. We all put money into it. He's going to be launching in the Toronto Stock Exchange before the end of the year. And many of us, and I'll never forget the day he made the announcement, he said he wanted to do tux night. Me, I no get tux. I never wear tux for my life. I say, which one be tuxedo night or something? We all shall wear it. I shall wear whatever suit I had. I shall wear it. And we got there, and he made the announcement. And I looked around the room, and someone actually whispered it in my ear. That day, I was very depressed. You know, things were happening in my life, so I wasn't happy. You know, it was that point I was...
life was lifing.
Life was lifing. And I was just looking, and I'm so glad God did this, you know. One of the guys that is in that same Friday night group leaned over and said, "Sir, do you know half of these people in the room came through the Friday night, and they came because of you, or they came through you? Thank you for starting that group." And I actually looked around the room and I noticed, Friday night. They never would have met him if not for the group. And now it's going to be launching on the Toronto Stock Exchange. It's being celebrated by Google. It's being celebrated by multiple organizations in many, many places, simply because we were all able to raise him. I won't be here as a counselor if not for that group and the Nigerian community. So systems help you rise faster. They help you run quicker. But all our lives as Nigerians, we've been trained to live individually. We were communal in our thinking. We think we still are. We're not. We were. Maybe our parents' generation. But our generation, we've been taught to suffer on our own. So you don't want other people to know you're suffering. So you'll be smiling, fake it till you make it. And continue faking. Nobody knows what you need. So build community. Don't complain. Be that change and that solution that we need. Because yes, everybody's complaining. Everybody's okay, who will build it? Build it and let other people learn from you. We got a call from New York. There's a friend of ours, an American, who said he heard about this thing we are doing in my house. The state of New York wanted to build something for black men. So he said, "Tell us about this thing that you are doing with these Nigerians. We want to go replicate it in the state of New York." Something small that we started in my house is being replicated in a completely different state. I said, name it after me now. Call it Ayo something now. I'm just joking. But it just shows the power of systems and how if we replicate it, we can do so much more.
Now, for people who are finding it hard to join communities and they're not sure, what should they begin to look out for, and how should they also bring their own little quarter to the community? Because you're right about everybody want to work in silos. We're no longer our neighbor's keeper. Well, there's some Nigerians are still their neighbor's keeper, because color me shocked if somebody is missing, everybody sharing it over there. So we can try to modernize it, but no. By the time your parents will call you that, that's somebody's child, you will know that. So how do we then ensure that as we go to different countries, here in Nigeria, abroad, that we look out for communities that work? What are the things that you want people to notice? Because it's hard having a successful integration when you go to other countries.
There are usually systems that are already there. There's a likelihood there's a Nigerian community there.
People don't like to join a lot of Nigerian communities.
Okay, and then go and look for another community.
Be calming down first. Tell us why we should join our own community first.
Well, you don't have to join a Nigerian community. There are people that go there and they join a an Oyibo church, or they join.
Our churches have migrated, so
churches have migrated, but there are many people that end up saying they don't want to join a Nigerian church. They go somewhere else. They don't want the drama. I don't know what the drama. I've heard that many times. They don't want which one is drama, but. I've always had that mindset of be the solution that is needed within the community. Go with a heart to serve. How can I serve when you join a community? If you see a gap, rather than complain about it, fill the gap. Every leader has a weakness, and that weakness, by the time you are building a system, that weakness will now be, exposed. Many times, you have an opportunity to be able to support. I think what ends up happening is we go in, we see a gap, we leave, and then we'll go and start our own group. But if you are already 4% of the population, and then you now go and further silo that 4%, you have not strengthened yourself. You have basically stunted your growth, as a community. You are 4% fighting against 96%. But then you went from 4% to 3.5%, then to 3%. That is one of the problems that we face. We go into a community and then everybody starts their own thing. I can't tell you, there are many cities I go to. This one say we're Nigerian Association of Jumping Jacks people. Then we're Nigerian Association of this, we're Nigerian Association of that. And you're like, in this small town, you have 3 or 4. Why? Because 2 people fought. They didn't like it. They want to separate themselves. And what bothers me is you are shortchanging a system that needs to be built to create for the next generation of people. I was at a meeting and somebody complained and said, we come here, we don't even know where the Nigerian associations are. So what I did, I paid my EA, I gave him extra money, and I said, go online. Every major city across Canada, I want you to look for the Nigerian Association, put in an Excel document. My EA did that, sent it to me. We looked through it, we verified it. We sent it to the government. We sent it to the Nigerian High Commission. Here's a list of all the Nigerian associations across Nigeria. We launched it with Madam Abike Dabiri NIDCOM and the then acting High Commissioner. We had like a Zoom call. We invited all the associations. We came on. So NCA, NIRE, all of them from across, we came together. We launched that document. And at some point, there was even fights on. I think it's important for us to talk about it so we understand that. Okay. Somebody called me and said, Ayo, technically, it's my association that is supposed to create that list. Yeah.
But why didn't you?
I was called. They said we've been thinking about it for 10 years. So we ask that you send us the list so that we can be the one to launch it. Mm-hmm. You know what I said? Mm-hmm. I don't care. I don't care. Here's the list. Take it. By the way, I've sent it to the High Commission. By the way, NIDCOM has the list. By the way, all the other associations, everybody has the list. And you don't have to mention my name when you launch it. You can use it. I don't care. I go out there to serve. But guess what? If I call any of those association leaders, they're willing to talk to me, to have conversations with me. What? Because they know behind the scene, the person that started it, everybody else complained for years that we don't have it. One person said, let's create it. So be the solution rather than joining the complaint wagon. And then look for the gaps and be able to jump in. What should you be looking for? Leadership. Does this person have a vision to be able to take us to that next level? But if they don't have it, that's not a cause to start complaining. Don't cause Lagos Stocks and say, I knew it. Tell me, I told you. There is no. Go in and support. Go in and support. Hold their hand. Be that bridge that is needed to be able to help the organization grow.
Okay, then. A signals on 91.3 Lagos Talks. We're discussing championing diversity, inclusion, and equity with Ayo Owodunni. Now, some critics argue that D.E.I lowers standards. How do you respond?
No, it doesn't. D.E.I does not lower standard. D.E.I just opens the doors for others that are smart enough to be in the room. You just never give them an opportunity. Why
should businesses invest in D.E.I?
Because of the benefits of diversity. There are many studies that have been done. There was a study done by Boston Consulting Group. They did it in 12 different countries, and they discovered that managers that have that I'm trying to remember the numbers, but managers that have diversity in thinking, they make 19% more revenue than those that think the same. McKinsey also did a study, and I don't remember the number of countries that they did it in. Interestingly, I think Nigeria was one of those countries as well. US, definitely Canada, Brazil, UK, several others. And they also discovered in terms of, I believe it was 33% growth in terms of profits. I think that is the number. But diversity has shown time and time again to be able to create diversity in thinking, diversity in thoughts, multiple ideas. When a woman is in leadership, the way she thinks about certain things is very different from when a man is in leadership. When someone that thinks in processes is in a leadership position, is very different their approach to things when someone like me, who is a natural brainstormer, I will brainstorm for you till you're angry at me. So you need that diversity of thought, diversity of thinking. But here's what happens. I would likelihood, there's a higher likelihood I'll promote people that sound like me. I'll probably promote people that think like me. It is a challenge for me to be able to think about and promote people that don't sound like me, that don't look like me, that don't think like me, to ensure that there are different other ways of thinking. So naturally, we all like to surround ourselves with people that sound like us, think like us, act like us. So it takes that extra bit of effort to say, there's already one of me in the room. I need another style, another type in the room as well.
Many organizations have D.I policies. How many really have you seen that actually have inclusive culture? Because it's almost like a political time, like I rightly said, but it's almost, do we really have an inclusive culture over time?
In Nigeria,
everywhere.
I need to know what you're talking about.
Everywhere.
There are many organizations that have created policies, that have put policies in place.
Just to
no, here. Absolutely not. I have seen organizations in Canada that are pushing, that are championing. I'm actually doing consulting for a Canadian company right now. I'm going to be speaking to their board in the next 2 months, and I'm speaking to their senior leadership as well. These people generally are saying, what are we doing wrong? Let us know. The largest broadcasting radio station in Canada, in fact, it's equivalent to our own, let me not mention a competitor, but, the one that does all of Nigeria, they are on radio and they are in Nigeria. You can come up with a name, but we're not saying any names. Yeah. We were brought in to do consulting for them. They sent us their policies. It was thousands of pages. I had to order Zobo, order donuts, chop. I sat down, played music. They read hundreds of pages. They were like, what can we do better? Organizations are out there, are genuine. They might not be perfect. They're genuine. Now, are there fakers out there? Of course, there are fakers out there. But remember those 6 areas that I don't remember 2 of them.
You shall give me 4.
I shall give you 4. Those things can hold DEI back as well. And one of them is the thinking of individuals. So you can have the policy. If you have the thinking low, DEI will not move forward. If you have high thinking and the policies are not there, DEI is not implemented. So there are so many things that can impact the overall productivity and results around DEI.
Africa is the world's youngest continent. Are we doing enough to prepare young leaders?
Not at all.
What can we do?
When you are within the system, there are certain things. I went to see one of my egmons at his office, and the person I was asked to come and meet me at the door and take me to his office, MD of a company, walks by the receptionist, a female, fine girl, how are you, blah, 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 blah. You do that in Canada, you'll be fired. And because I've been out of system for so long, it's like, whoa, bro, you can't be talking like that. And when somebody looks like you, like, what's wrong with you? Maybe I just said, fine girl, blah. That will be considered harassment, So we have a lot of work to. That's just an example of things that has become just part of. It has become normal, So there is a lot of norms that we need to challenge. I was with a commissioner yesterday. Let me not tell that story. No. I just remember I'm live.
Hold on. No. We're not asking you to go out, but we're saying that
part of leadership is not just. You said I danced around the sharp. Don't forget I'm elected, so we can dribble very well.
We will dribble you back.
Part of leadership is behaviors.
Okay.
In fact, people watch our behaviors and listen more to our behaviors than what we say.
True.
So most times we have been trained that leadership is what we say. Trained, I didn't say trained by books and what is going. It's literally natural behavior. So you have a situation where someone is saying something and they do something completely different.
You have to match it.
You have to be able to match it. So I have seen people that are in leadership positions that what they're saying and what they're doing are completely different.
Where do we strike the balance?
I don't think it's balance. I think it's more about your behaviors Even if you don't say it, let people feel it and notice it, and they will naturally start changing as well.
What has challenged your thinking? Which country, Nigeria, Canada, has challenged your thinking about leadership the most?
I think Canada has taught me to be a better leader.
Okay.
Because of the exposure that I've had to politicians over there, and the concept and the things that I have seen and have experienced, policies that have been put in place to ensure that politicians don't go rogue over there. So a lot of that has exposed me to a better way of doing things and challenged me to be a better leader and a better individual. I think my constituents have called me to higher standards in so many ways. That's why I talked about what you say and what you do. They have followed me for 4 years and they have challenged me on what I do many times. And they are not ashamed to hold me accountable. They will call you out. Whether on social media or on radio or whatever it is, they will call you out. You know, when we go on radio over there, the politicians, you are going with notes.
You have to come and explain.
Notes. Like, so when I'm being called to go on, for example, 570 AM News with, he's a good friend now, Mike Farwell, my staff would do the research. I'm a common councillor. I'm not the mayor. I'm not a minister. I'm not federal. Just common councillor. Notes. They are packed, the notes, the data, the statistics, blah, 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 blah. We have a staff member that is there live with me, just in case a question comes that I'm not ready for, to give me whatever needs to be. They are prepared us. They have sent us for training. And the idea is you want to ensure that you put your best foot forward, you know, at the end of the day. So even by the time the show is done, I don't know how to say it in English, mikonle, that it takes you know, size. I think is a sign. Sigh. Okay, it's a sign. But this kind of sign is extra. You mikonle, I didn't let all like. You just escaped that. I have escaped. Thank you very much. And it was something that all the politicians, you create a new policy, you have to come defend it on radio and on TV. You do this, you have to come and defend it. And the people are going to call and challenge you on it as well. You know, so that level of preparedness, that level of accountability, that level of challenge was something else. And I enjoyed it. It really, really called me to a certain level. Imagine you are studying, when you are entering the exam. Now for just 15-20 minutes radio talk. But you know, that radio station, they will play your
over and over again
in their news. Councillor Ayo was here this morning, and here's what he had to say about this. Go and say rubbish. You will hear it 20 times that day. Your constituents will hear it. They will email you. They will call you. They will put it online. So you have to be ready. Your voice, your speech bands, your this and that, your data, boom, 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 boom. You know, so that's why when you said earlier on that, I said, Auntie,
don't do that here. Now, two things, because our time is almost up.
Yes.
One is, what's the size of Kitchener? How many people? Thousands?
300,000 people.
Okay. Now, what's the difference with their politics there and politics home? You want to try? Do you want to call it Nigerian politics?
How long time do we have? How much time do we have?
2 minutes.
Anti-jam question in 2 minutes.
No.
I think, honestly, when you dive deeper, because I'm having conversation with several local government chairmen who will be my equivalents and councillors. I've intentionally gone to meet them, have meetings with them. The policies are almost the same. The plannings are almost the same. I think it's the implementation and the accountability and the execution that are probably different. It's almost the same thing. Well, reading between the lines of what I said. You read.
I read it. I understand it. Now, are we going to run another time? Are we going to run again? Second term. You know, we used to do second term.
We'll see. I mean, For now, probably not. But conversations are still happening. We'll see what will happen in the future.
Okay, then. Now, you're seated here.
Yes.
This is 11. Go back in time.
Yeah.
What has driven you forward?
What has moved me forward?
Driven, not moved. Driven you forward to this point.
I started this thing. Pastor Mensa Otabil from Ghana. I think he preached a message once about building a 20-year plan for yourself. I felt 20 years was too long, so I started with 5-year plan, and then I also did 20 years. But I think writing down your vision and making it clear and looking at it regularly and consistently is a driving force. We found a document. I was looking for something in my email a few months ago, and we found a document that I wrote in 2008. And I shared it with my wife. And she replied and she said, interestingly, almost everything you've written there, you've been able to accomplish. Well done. And I'm grateful for that. So, write the vision. Make it plain. What it is that has been placed in your heart. The circumstances might not look like it's now. When I wrote some of those things down, my circumstances were very, very different. But I wrote it down. I put it on my wall and I looked at it regularly. It made a big difference. Do the same thing.
Okay, then. Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Shola would always say, Shola Shonaiki would say that you should go and write 5-year plan. Anytime you meet that man, just know that he's going to ask you, what's your 5-year plan? So you also say, let's write a plan. Till we come your way again next week, Saturday, like we always say on Signals, dream again. The mantra for 2026 is please, 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 please stay alive for all of us. Have a wonderful week and God bless.